You're never going to post another video after you understand the information I'm going to go over right now, because I'm going to show you exactly how I attract $50,000 worth of leads using just Instagram. I'm going to solve the biggest issue that you face right now. That is, you're not able to attract the right quality people from your content. You get unqualified people watching your videos, and there is a specific reason why that is happening. I'm going to go over everything in this video. I'm going to show you exactly how to leverage assets, Instagram story sequences, reels, how I do it myself with about 2,200 followers on Instagram, how I'm able to do all of this. Now, the reason why I'm qualified enough to say all of this is because I have done this multiple times. Booked 200 sales calls for a B2C info product. Booked multiple sales calls. I mean, you can see some screenshots. I've popped off on YouTube multiple different times. I know how the game of social media works. And one thing you need to understand is that this is the most common problem most people fall into. The thing that you have to understand is the differentiation between your ICP and your IVP. ICP is your ideal client profile. These are the people who have the monetary sort of ability to buy your products. These are the people who have the money, who fit the criteria. For example, they have got the right offer. They have got social proof. They have the money to spend on your service, on your agency or coaching or info service right now. These are the people who are your ideal clients. Now, IVP is ideal viewers. These are the ideal viewers that you want. Now, let me just give you a disclaimer. This is not black and white. IVP and ICP are very much integrated into one another. It's sort of like a very grayish sort of thing. It's not black and white. So don't think that, IVP is someone different. Usually, in the best case scenario, a qualified audience consists of your ICP and your IVP at the same time. Because guess what? Your ICP is your IVP. But the key thing you have to understand is that most people fall into this trap. That is, they only choose one of these two things. Either they want to attract their IVP or their ICP, which is exactly why you're messing up. You are focused on attracting your ICP. You have been told by all of these gurus that you need to attract your ICP. And the way you do that is by posting, these good videos. The one thing you have to understand is that if you're going to target your ICP, it's never going to work. Because this is how social media algorithms actually work. Content on social media is exponential. That means the way social media works is it is viewer-centric and not creator-centric. That means every single viewer who goes onto that platform, so for example, Instagram or YouTube right now, you are being given videos that you like. With YouTube, it's a different case because with YouTube, you only see the videos you like. So YouTube only suggests videos that you would like, which is easier for you to target your ICP on, if that makes sense. Because if your ICP likes your video, it's going to be shown to more of your ICP. But with Instagram, that's not the case, because with Instagram, you're given absolute slop. If you ask one of my friends, ask all of my friends rather, I've got the worst Instagram feed possible. Like, I've got the most brain rot shit possible. The reason why is because Instagram doesn't really work in the same way as YouTube. It's a very interesting algorithm, but the one thing you have to understand is that it's all exponential. That means what happens in the micro happens in the macro. What that means is, let's say you've got 100 followers. The kind of viewers you get at 100 followers, it's going to greatly determine how many viewers you get at 100,000. What happens in the micro happens in the macro. It's a fractal thing. This is the same case why Facebook has a lot of, data breach issues, because Mark Zuckerberg himself, when he was building Facebook, he had a lot of, questionable methods of getting data, let's just say, because of which Facebook has grown up to be this company in which, you've got a lot of data breaches and all of that stuff. The key thing you have to understand is that the ideal clients or the ideal viewers or the qualified audiences that you want to attract is the synergy between your ICP and IVP. Let me explain IVP a little bit more depth right here. IVP is nobody but your past self. You might not aim to have these people, but these people are something that you need to have, your past selves. Because guess what? It is way easier for someone to trust you when you've walked the exact shoes that they're wearing. It's way easier to do that. Now, the key thing that you have to understand with this is that with the IVP, you're always going to attract some level of beginners. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. Especially on Instagram, you're going to attract beginners. The key thing you have to understand is the synergy between these two things. So let me just explain how exactly I do this. So first of all, let me just explain my Instagram profile strategy. This is my Instagram profile. Founder at Client. So I've actually, changed my Instagram profile. So let me just show you my Instagram profile right now. This is my Instagram profile right now. So founder at Clients Forge, which is my company. I make coaches and consultants more money. DM scale for more info. What this does essentially is, let me just explain this on this Miro board right here. Let me explain this in a better way. What this does is a very interesting thing. Let me explain. So founder at clients first. Obviously, that just provides immediate credibility as to like you're a company owner. I make coaches and consultants more money. I make ICP dream results, DM scale for more info with a YouTube channel link. Now, what this does is that it's specifically engineered in this way. Now, the thing that I'm trying to get from people is to do an action. This is the only thing that I'm aiming to do. I'm getting them to do some sort of action. The action is for them to DM me. But the key thing you have to understand is that people are going to be clicking on this link right over here. So they see this Instagram bio, they see this link. This is my YouTube channel right here, Rohit Unfiltered. Watch how you can predictably book more calls for your service needing to blah, blah, blah. You can read all that slop. Let me just show you some data. This is the exact sort of links click in the past 11 days, from 1st of January to 11th of January. These are the amount of people who have clicked this exact link. I've got 76 unique clicks, 72 unique visitors. That means for this exact week from January 1st to January 11th, I've had about 20,000 views. That's all I've had. I've got 1.171k profile visits. That means a profile visit to link ratio of 7.1%. That means 7% of people who see my videos for the very first time, who visit my Instagram profile, click on this link. That means I get about per week, you can say per week, we get about 70 people to watch our YouTube video, to watch our YouTube channel, out of which people convert into a YouTube view, all of that stuff. Think about this. 7% of people who click on my profile, click on this link. And I have a qualified follower percentage of 10%. That means 10% of people who follow me on my Instagram are qualified. And by qualified, I mean they have a blue tick on their profile. They sell the exact sort of product that I'm help people sell. So basically coaches and consultants. And they have the money to do it. They have the following to do it. They have the brand to do it. 10% of people every single month. 10%. 7% convert into YouTube views. So think about it like this. You can essentially create a scenario in which you can create automatic lead nurturing, because if you optimize for these metrics, you're essentially feeding your content system infinitely. You can see my Instagram right over here, right? I don't get a lot of views. You can see 2,000 views, 1.2k, 800 views, 1.9k views, 1.8k. I don't even cross the 10,000 view barrier. Yet, I am able to get 10% of qualified people as my followers every single month. This is something that you need to understand deeply and how I'm able to do it. So, think about it like this. I know you sell some sort of consulting or agency offer. I know you have tried to post content or are thinking of posting content, but you are not happy with the results that you have. I know this is the state that you're living in because I know exactly what you think about. Now, when you look at my profile right over here, it only screams one thing. Send a DM with the word scale to achieve your dream result and solve your current painful problem. I am giving you the right solution to your problem. And by the way, if you're selling some sort of coaching or consulting, you can DM me on Instagram. We can talk more and I'll see if you're a good fit for our program. But essentially, I am giving you the right steps that you need. So think about it like this. Every single pain is non-linear. That means at some point of time, the pain that you experience is going to be at the highest point. Like this. Think about this. This is the highest amount of pain you experience. When you experience this highest amount of pain, guess what? This profile bio screams to you, listen to me, work with me. Now, about that, 7% of people who actually see this are actually converting into my YouTube channel. And I can go over my YouTube strategy later on in another video. So if you want me to explain my YouTube strategy, comment down below if you want me to do that. And I'll make like a Miro board video just like this. So let me explain how I have mapped out every single process within this ecosystem. Let me explain. This is what you're thinking about. I am not getting enough leads. So you are scrolling on Instagram, you're scrolling on YouTube. You come across my content and you see, oh, this guy said something valuable. You like what I said. Now, you either like the reel, you comment, you save, you share, or you do nothing. Now you'll notice something that I've color coded this different and I'll explain why. Now, you, based on whatever action you do, even if you do nothing, you're going to see more of my content because algorithms work in that way. You're going to feel like, okay, you know what, let me follow him. You're going to see more of my content. You're going to go through my story sequences. You're going to be like, I like what this guy's talking about. You're going to see more of my content. You're going to go over my story sequences. Then you're going to have enough pain engineered in your mind that you're going to think, I need to work with him. You're going to visit my profile. You're going to DM me. That's when I'm going to book you on a call. This is the entire process. Now, if you look at this, I have color coded this at a light orange transparency. The reason why is because these are the metrics which can be tracked. You cannot track how many people scroll on IG who specifically see your profile. There is no point in even trying to track all of this. You can technically track how many people come across your content by impressions, but that's not really important. You can track how many people like, comment, save, or share your reel. That's going to show you intent. Audience intent. Do people actually give a shit about you? Let me follow him. You can track the amount of followers you get. You can track the amount of people who see your story sequences, see your content. Again, you can track the amount of profile visits you get, and you can track the amount of DMs that you get and what kind of DMs you get. That means instead of trying to guesswork content like most people do, you can be an actual business owner. I am sick and tired of these people trying to, tell business owners to be like influencers and make content that, they, become viral, go viral, bro. These are the top 3 hooks to go viral. These are the best cinematic fonts. Yes, sure. It's good. But you're a business owner. Your time is valuable and you need to act like one. So think about this. You track every single metric, which is important, which gives you the ideal results that you need. Now, let me explain my Instagram reel strategy. First of all, is pinned reel number 1. You can see this on my Instagram, which is in the bio. This pinned reel has only one aim, that is to showcase progress and personality. This is where your prospects get a quick look into your life and who you are as a person. So this is an edit of my journey. You can go on my Instagram, you can see this is a reel that I've posted about my entire journey of, starting to post content in 2019, which was about 7 years ago. This is where you let people buy into your story, and if they relate, your message resonates even more. This is where you get people to buy into you as a person, because guess what? Ultimately, we buy into people. We do love outcomes. We love offers that work well. But at the end of the day, we just care about the people that we want to work with. And if you like me as a person, you're more likely to, listen to what I have to say. This reel does exactly that. It showcases my personality, my progress, and all that stuff. Next thing, pinned reel number 2. This reel has only one job, that is to showcase your expertise and your systems. This reel got me the most amount of qualified prospects and leads, and this is the highest leverage reel that, get people to comment for a vote. So let me explain the entire script that I've used. This reel itself, which got about 70,000 views, was the single most important reel I had posted, which got me a fuck ton of qualified people. Now let me explain the entire reel script right over here. I want you to listen to this. And by the way, this was completely AI generated using my custom software. So I don't even write all of this. It's all automated. So I save out on so much more time. First of all, the hook. Every time I post short form or long form content, I hope I don't go viral. This immediately is a contrarian hook. It immediately makes people think, why is this guy not wanting to go viral? It immediately makes you want to know more about what I have to do. My reels on average get about 700 views, and yet I book 3 to 5 sales calls consistently a week. Not because I'm lucky, but because I built a machine that turns low attention into high leverage. It's a simple fun. What this does is that it is framing the problem that the viewer has. So for example, you have a problem which you're not going viral. It frames your problem as this ideal state that I am in, while also showcasing how I've gotten the ideal result. So it's like this. Think about this. You're in stage A, you want to be to stage B. You're in stage A and you're complaining about being in stage A. You're like, oh my God, I'm stuck in stage A. I'm coming in and I'm telling you, I'm in stage A and I get stage B results, while you cannot even fathom to do that. It immediately creates tension. The top of funnel creates curiosity. The CTA moves them to a page, but here's where it gets interesting. The content itself isn't random. This is the entire new process that I sell in the content. That is, I've trained AI on my entire business: sales calls, DMs, client results, objections, wins, losses, all of it. So now I don't just come up with ideas. I extract proven hooks, stories, angles, all engineered to drive action. This gives them the right solution to their problem. I don't post for reach, I post for resonance. A mindset shift that is required. And when that content hits even a 500 people, it moves someone closer to a decision of buying. That's the difference between posting and building a system. Now, this is the most important, the CTA. If you want me to reveal the system, comment down below, yes, and I will make a video about it. Now, this CTA is a very interesting CTA, which I don't see a lot of people actually leverage. This CTA has no deliverables. You don't need to set up any automations. You can actually get people to comment and, push your reel out to more qualified audiences, by getting a voting CTA. That means you get people to vote for an action that you will do in the future. You don't even do the action. Most people do this. If you want it, the free checklist, comment down below checklist and I'll send it to you. And when the automation breaks, the reel breaks, right? You don't even need to do that because you just say, comment down below X if you want me to do something. Now, what this does is it puts you in a good scenario. You've got two scenarios right now. Let's say you post a reel. Number one is it works, and number two is it doesn't. If it works, you can double down on it. Now, how do you test if it works as fast as possible? If people are willing to watch till the end of the video, comment down below a word just so they can get you to record a video about it later on in the future. It immediately frames them as a super high intent lead. This immediately makes them feel like, holy shit, this is something I need. This is showing you audience intent, because think about this, if someone is willing to do an action for free, completely for free, without you even promising anything, if they're willing to do it, and a lot of people do it, you just know that they have intent towards it. You know that's an untapped niche, an untapped positioning in the market. That is where you create your leverage. You see how this was so engineered perfectly that I got about 75,000 views and it still gets me qualified leads. And now the next thing is, I'm going to explain the difference between undocumented and documented content. So you can see I post a lot of videos. This reel has popped off, by the way. Some of these reels are client interviews. Some of these reels are my raw thoughts. Some of these are value driven. Some of these are walkthroughs, whatever. I post a lot of these and I've broken down exactly how I do it in this video right over here. So you can go and watch this video right after this one. That is, you don't need a new sales funnel. You need this, going over the exact top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel strategies that you can leverage to actually post content. Now, let me explain the Instagram story sequences. Now, this is very important. Let's take a look at this story sequence. Be honest. You're not scared of selling a course. You're scared of looking like a scammer. This is the single most important objection a lot of people have from selling info. Entrepreneurs have this huge objection that they don't want to sell courses. So they're afraid to sell courses or pitch their products because they're afraid some 13-year-old kid is going to call them a scammer, right? You're not afraid of selling a course. You're afraid of looking like a scammer. You hesitate to post offers. You soften your language. You over-explain their current state. You are not dishonest. You just don't want people to judge you. Just tapping into the core pain belief that people have. And here's the reality. That fear exists because you've judged others for selling online. Now, the concept that I was trying to convey from this Instagram story was about judgment. So let me give you a quick rundown of what that actually means. If you're struggling to sell info online and you're afraid of people calling you a scammer, it's because you're afraid of judgment. And the reason why you're afraid of judgment is because you have judged other people for doing that exact same thing. Judgment cannot exist unless you have judged someone else for that exact same thing. It just cannot exist. This is a little bit of a side tangent, but give me like 20 seconds. If you judge people for selling a course, you're going to be afraid to sell a course because you're going to feel like people are going to judge you for it. It's as simple as that. It's exactly why kids are not afraid of judgment, especially young kids, because they don't even have the cognitive ability to judge other people. If that makes sense. They don't even know how to judge people. So of course they're afraid of judgment. I wanted to drill down on that point. At some point you thought another fake guru, another coach seller. So now your brain protects you by stopping from selling at all. Kids don't have these problems, like I said. They act freely because they don't understand judgment yet. No internal filter, no fear of perception. Judgment isn't external, it's a standard you learned and now live under. When your positioning is clear and your funnel does the explaining for you, selling stops feeling scammy, it just feels clean. I work with info sellers and agencies for 30 days to fix the positioning, content, and the funnel, blah, blah, blah. If you want the breakdown, reply clear and I'll send it over. Boom. Simple CTA sequence that you put out on a Monday. Let me give you a quick rundown. You always put out on a Monday a direct CTA to work with you, because that is where, it's the start of the week. Energies are high, feelings are high. Just put it out. You're going to get much, much more leads than you normally do. Next thing, the second story sequence. How many days are you going to let by getting views like this? This is the views most people get who don't go viral, just like me. While I'm converting those views into highly qualified followers and DMs weekly. What this is doing is it's basically showcasing, again, the same concept that I talked about right over here. That is the A to B concept. I'm in your state, but I'm achieving B state. I'm achieving metrics on stage B while you're stuck at stage A just like me. It's about time you change your approach. Your niche is sold to by thousands of people, which is obviously true. It's about time you change your approach. Having a guarantee is not good enough anymore. You need a system in place. I'm opening up spots for my front end of a complete inbound setup, setter, hiring and training, daily story sequences, content creation framework, one-time implementation, no retainer fee. If you're running an agency or coaching business, reply to work with me one-on-one. What these stories are essentially doing is it's tapping into the right belief that people have. So we talked about this right over here in this exact sequence. That is, this is the exact sequence that they're going to be going over before they even book a call. We're trying to tap into as many sequences as possible because we want these people, we want prospects, your prospects, to look at your following, to look at your profile and want to work with you. That's the sole core thing that we want to say. Now, you can literally leverage all of these systems inside of your business and your company into your strategy, and you are going to see a much more sharp rise in the content and the leads that you generate. If you want me to break down the YouTube strategy as well, comment down below about that. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, DM me on Instagram and I'll reply back to you as soon as possible. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.